So I'm Corporal Rojas, Nogales Police Department. I'm here with Viviana
Carrillo.
And bringing her here to the Adult Detention Center for Santa Cruz County. And we're just going to give her a tour of the jail and kind of the process and, you know, what officers do and basically where the inmates sleep here in Santa Cruz County.
All right.
Attorney visits or CHA, which is crisis and all that stuff.
And then this one too?
These are return transportation offices. That's where they actually do all the criteria of talking to other agencies, talking to other counties, stuff like that, even out of state if needed. Elevators to go upstairs.
Okay.
And this is where we actually enter on a daily basis, so us as employees through the processing.
Okay. Can I continue recording?
Which is basically uniforms we have to put away. That's their blankets, all the uniforms and all that stuff. So I'll put these stuff right now.
Okay.
Over here, that's our male holding cells. That's our female holding cells. We do those restrooms to do strip searches. Over here, we do the fingerprints and pictures.
Okay.
That's where the judge sees them, which is called an arraignment room. So that's a padded cell. Unfortunately, I can't show you. Somebody's in there.
Okay.
And we have two other holding cells where basically keep separate cells.
Okay.
Alright. That's a body scanner that I'll show you right now. That's a restraint chair when the inmates are being combative, they're not listening. We get to use that.
Oh wow. Have you guys used it before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably on a daily basis.
Really?
Yes, we try to avoid it.
Yeah.
To using it by de-escalating, by talking to them, by actually trying to calm them down.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're being too combative or basically not responding to our commands,
Okay.
we either pepper spray them and everything, and then set it down there so they can comply.
Okay.
Cooperative, they don't want to strip, they are being too intoxicated, we use these cells. The same cell is over here. I don't have it here right now to open it, but it's the same cell, just opposite. Here, there's a body scanner that we use. We use this on the daily every time somebody comes in. We try to avoid any contraband, drugs, weapons, anything that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Here is where other agencies, such as MPD, SO, any other agency will come through, and they will fill out all these forms if needed. So we can actually look at the forms, see if we accept them, pass them. If not, they need to be medical cleared. We'll send them out for medical clearance.
Okay.
So for the medical clearance, we'll take them over to the hospital and make sure that they're okay. Take their blood pressures, if they've had drugs, if they've gone to a fight with us, if something like that, where they feel like they need to get cleared,
Mm-hmm.
right? For obviously for their protection and for us, that's when we take them to the jail.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, to the hospital.
Okay. And for the body scanner, you know, there's some people that drink the drugs and like maybe keep them in something and put them in their bodies.
Yes.
Does the body scanner scan that or?
Yes, they detect that.
Okay. And what do you guys do after? You
After
guys.
that, since we don't accept them until we finish the whole process
Mm-hmm.
of them being with all the paperwork and then being scanned, if we notice anything unusual in their system,
Yeah.
we let the agency know or the officer. So you know what, they need to get medically cleared.
Okay.
Once we do it, once the hospital clears them for incarceration, we actually let them.
Okay.
We're late practicing doing the tops, and then they'll let us in here.
Okay.
This is where generally park.
This is where they originally parked. This is where in reality we go in through. The weapons and that office over there on that side is our transportation section. So this is basically the whole side that we have. So this is where we do a whole processing of once we accept them, we get all the paperwork we have to do, basically put them in the system. We do the processing, the paperwork. What else? Bond releases. We do which is basically for them to be processing the whole
Okay.
system and give them their card to make their phone calls
Mhm.
and all that stuff.
How long does it take for the process to happen?
Depends. There's just if they have minimal charges, as in local charges, it's usually pretty quick. Now when they have multiple charges and extra warrants that they're going to be booked into, that takes a little bit while because we have to create more files, more everything for them. But other than that, it's usually a pretty quick process.
Okay.
This is also where we actually release them. Our booking card. That's where she gets all the paperwork.
Mhm.
We revise it. She let us know that they be released
Mhm.
or if there needs to be changes in the booking.
Okay.
But other than that, that's pretty much it around here. Alright, so this is our uniform section where we have to provide their uniforms after classifications. Depending on the classifications, it's the uniform they get. Minimum will be green, medium will be orange, maximum red.
Okay.
This is all the indigents that they provide, which is a cup, toothpaste, deodorant, soap, and toothbrush. They get sandals if they don't have any, and toilet paper, blankets, sheets, towels, all that stuff.
Can I see a close up on the toothbrush?
This is a toothbrush that they actually get provided with.
Okay.
Our soaps,
Mhm.
deodorants, if needed.
Okay.
If needed.
That's the toothpaste.
Yes.
How come it's that color?
Clear.
Okay.
Usually try to keep everything that's transparent,
Mhm.
so we know that there's no contraband in it, there's nothing else in it besides what it needs to contain.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm Kara Gilad. I am the booking clerk here at the SO. Basically, what I do here is I keep in contact with the courts on any inmates that are going to be released or if there's any bonds, updating their court dates, their type of courts, if it's a pre-hearing, an arraignment, and basically stuff like that. I also have contact with basically the outside world with family members who are looking for their loved ones that are booked in our system. Basically figuring out if they're here, where they can basically deposit money into their books and this and that, when is their next court date. We also keep in contact with other agencies like Maricopa County, Pima County, when we have people that are in for warrants from their counties.
Mhm.
So we basically keep in contact whether they have local charges, whether they were charged with something here locally, and if they're ready for pickup. I also keep in contact with up front and the admin and make sure that everything, all the paperwork that we have here matches what we have in the back, which is our files with the inmates, and make sure double check to see if they're a full release, a partial release, or and stuff like that, and if it's the right person. And it's basically a lot of paperwork. It's a fairly easy job, and you can get lost really quickly if you don't pay attention. But it's a pretty interesting job. I learn new things every day, and I've only been here about a year and so it's a pretty interesting job so far.
Okay.
Here, we go into our top tier. Just so you know, this is where all inmates are housed at the end of the stay.
Oh Lord.
We have a training room for basically our training purposes and all that stuff, our meetings that we need to do. We have the infirmary, medical staff agenda. We have a classroom where inmates that haven't graduated, need GED, the teacher comes here and teaches them.
And what can an inmate do to come to the classroom?
They have to be under the age of 21 to be qualified and basically not have their high school diploma or get a GED.
So when they get that high school diploma, what does that diploma work with when they're out of jail?
They can actually get any, it's mostly considered like a GED. They're eligible to get any job as long as they don't have any felonies, anything like that.
Okay.
These are basically the privileges they kind of have of having entertainment We give chess, Uno, playing cards, a handball, and sometimes dominoes. This is basically a housing unit that they live in. They have their bunks, they have tables where to eat, they have the restrooms over there, they have the showers. There's other people here. This is basically where you'll be entering the restroom, and this is where you'll be showering.
And does the water come out cold or hot?
Depends. Sometimes we try to keep it like in the mid temperature, not too hot, not too cold for them.
Okay.
That's something that we as often as needed to make sure the water's not too cold for them during the winter, and not too hot either. So
Okay.
right there. So that we can go out, play.
Oh, this is our backyard.
This is the backyard. This is basically where they will be at if they're ever housed in here, so they can get steps in, get air. This is, they don't actually get to see the outside world.
Yeah. Wow. And what is this?
This is where they actually make their phone calls and everything. They can order their commissary, which is their food for the week, their indigents, which is basically their shampoo, toothpaste. They can order their own stuff if they have the money.
Okay.
Mostly we try to keep it for them available. I know that in some occasions we try to shut them off after lights out, so there's no contact to the outside world and stuff like that.
Okay.
If, let's say they're going through any mental health issues, this is where a mental health specialist will actually see them through the monitor. Since most of them are either in different counties or stuff like that, like they are not eligible to come and see them in person, this is where they'll see them.
Okay. And how do you know an inmate is actually having a mental health crisis, not
They-
faking it?
They get evaluated because we have a mental health already throughout the day. They get seen by him. He gets evaluated. Once he gets evaluated, they'll get a determination whether he actually is mental health or if he's just basically faking it.
Okay.
And we just wait for that determination to come on, and we go from there to
Okay.
see what are the next steps on our end.
Okay.
This is basically how it's supposed to look on a daily basis.
Alright.
It's made at all times. In the mornings, we have the actual rules of what is expected for them while they're inside the house.
Okay. Can I take a picture of the rules?